Welcome back, everybody. It's another Monday night Chillstream. Let's get that off the screen. I noticed earlier I had one viewer, I had no viewers, and I had two viewers. So I guess the hobos of the internet, the stream snipers, are out, looking for content because, of course, they have none of their own. Anyway, I guess my federal tax dollars being poorly spent as per usual. By the way, make sure to smash up the like button. Do not forget to smash up the like button because I like the feedback. Anyway, it's another Monday night. There's stuff we got to go over. There's things we got to do. The thumbnail image I had of this before the show started was pretty good. One Pepe the Frog shooting another Pepe the Frog with the kid 1911. Anyway, but it's some guy wrote on Twitter, social. I think he's like Twitter is a degenerate army of an army of degenerate imbeciles. And I so love that phrasing. I just stole it. I kind of copied it. But that's kind of the world these days, right? Like anywhere you are, if you know what's going on, you are surrounded by millions of people who are just never going to correctly understand the world, and they're not going to draw the correct conclusions from that understanding, and they're not going to behave correctly. So you just leave them behind, which is what certainly that's what I'm doing. Couple of things real quick on the health front. One, I'm still taking the transgender drugs. Everything's going fine with that. But I started to get sick. I started to get what is that, bronchitis or something's going around. So if you hear something in my voice that's kind of not, it's not entirely done. But I just started getting sick, and I was like, oh shit, I don't need this. And because they're saying like super bronchitis, and I had bronchitis like 10 years ago. It was fucking horrible. It lasted for a month. Long story short, there's a nasal spray, right, that's made with a type of sugar called xylitol. And I knew about it, and I said I was going to buy it and keep it in my medicine chest, keep it in the closet, so in case I ever needed it to knock out a cold. And I never bought it because whatever was too expensive or something, like $15. It is expensive. So of course I get fucking sick, and now I'm like fucking furious. So I ordered this shit off my phone the other Sunday while I was working, and I'm like, okay, it's going to be like 3 days before it gets here. Whatever this stuff is going to have its claws deep inside me, and I'm like, shit's probably not even going to work. So I was thinking about this stuff called xylitol, and I use xylitol toothpaste. It's like a wonder. It's like a miracle sugar thing. It's a type of sugar that's like a miracle sugar. Anyway, I stopped in Vitamin Shop to get the mouthwash. Figuring, well, I'll get the mouthwash and that will help. And sure as shit, they got the fucking spray, right? They got the spray on the fucking shelf. I grabbed this shit. I paid for it right there on the spot. Go outside, shoot it up my fucking nose. Within 5 minutes, my fucking symptoms stopped. Like, it's it's saline and that sugar water and stuff. Whatever this stuff called xylitol, and this shut this fucking thing down. Whatever this super bronchitis, mega double COVID or whatever the fuck is going around, this thing shut it the fuck down like that. Like fucking, I could not believe it. I was like, holy shit, what is this? This is like awesome. So anyway, so I got it also coming from Amazon, just have extra. The problem is, this is like 15 bucks. It's like 1.5 ounces. You do the fucking math on this shit. That comes to like $1,275 a gallon. That's pretty spendy. I was like, well, why can't I just fucking buy like the raw powder? You know what I mean? Like, it just make this shit up myself. I'll just mix it with water and throw it in my fucking nose anytime I get sick. And so I was thinking about that. I was like, yeah, that's what I need to do. And so I Googled xylitol, like by retail, and I found it. Believe it or not, it's a sugar. They sell it in the diabetic section of Walgreens as a sugar substitute. So, and this is what it looks like. So this was 10 bucks. 10 bucks, and it looks just like sugar. It looks exactly like sugar. I took it home. I put I had coffee. I put it in my coffee. I never put sugar in my coffee, but I did it just to see what it would taste like, and it didn't really taste that sweet. If it's a sugar substitute, it's not a good substitute for sugar. But what it does is it coats your fucking sinuses, coats everything so that germs cannot fucking stick to you. It doesn't kill the germs, right? It's not an antibiotic. It's not magic. But it leaves a coating on your tissues so that the bacteria cannot stick to it. And I'm like, whatever this shit is, this is like as close to magic as I'm going to get. And so this is my new best friend. This is my absolute new fucking obsession with stuff. So that's that. So if you're worried about cold and flu or whatever, worried about sinus stuff, particularly because listen, your sinuses are like the perfect environment for something. It's dark, it's damp, it's a perfect petri dish for shit to grow in there. It falls in the back of your throat, falls in your fucking lungs. Get this. It's expensive, I know, but get it, shoot it in your nose twice a day, once in the morning, once at night, and you'll be fucking great shit. You will live through the winter without getting bronchitis or whatever. And it's better to have it and not need it, to need it and not have it. Always the case, right? You always got to have things in place before the bad thing happens. Because once the bad thing is underway, you're behind the power curve. So preparation. So whatever. So I got some videos. I got a bunch of stuff to show this week because I'm very excited about this new purely off the phone format. Hopefully the music sounded better this time because I made sure to have the speaker for the phone where I could hear the speaker of the computer. So fingers crossed, the intro music sounded better. But I was, I guess I'm being like super pugnacious with a lot of people. And there's a dude runs around on Twitter. I don't know if he's on Fox News. A guy Alex Stein. He used to go around and harass Andrea Ocasio-Cortez or whatever. He was being like a little bit bold, a little bit cheeky, and now he's getting worse and worse and worse. We just busted into the fucking offices of the guy with the Barstool Sports guy, Dave Portnoy, who's by the way a Bitcoin. He bought one Bitcoin. With some homeless black dude that got famous on the fucking in a viral video in the subway. So he breaks in there and he's going, "This is my wife's boyfriend. I want to talk to Dave Portnoy." Blah 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 blah. And he's wearing a suit and he's yelling and screaming like a fucking loon. And they managed to push him and the black dude out. And I'm like, this is such a fucking clown show. But while they're pushing him out, Alex Stein was shouting into the camera, of course, and he's always holding the camera like this. Alex Stein's always got the camera on himself like this, right? It's always about him broadcasting. Look at me. And this is what I said. I tweeted like he's blowing the shofar because Alex Stein is obviously a tribe member, right? And they blow the horn like warning Jews, time to come to battle. And when I see Alex Stein holding his phone like this, and talking to it, I just see him. It's the same similar body positioning is blowing this show far. That's the way I see it. And 100% this guy's a member of the tribe. Anyway, he's telling Dave Portnoy to lay off Tucker Carlson, blah, blah, the Fox News guy, lay off Tucker Carlson, blah, 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 this, that, and the other, leave Tucker Carlson alone, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And there's been rumors that Tucker Carlson was in the CIA for the longest, like a very long time. When 9/11 kicked off, supposedly he went to Afghanistan, tried to get into the country, couldn't get into the country, but it was probably trying to like debut his ability to be a fucking covert operator. But he either lost the guts or he couldn't figure out how to get into the country, which mostly I think was too scary for him. But and Tucker Carlson just did an interview, a fucking interview, and he said, my father used to work for the government. I said, my dad worked for the government. Yeah, his dad worked for the CIA, the CIA Office of fucking Public Information or something, like literally. So 100%, this guy, he's a super spook, like confirmed in every way you could confirm it. Now my audience has jumped to a massive 3 viewers. Welcome to the 3 viewers. So Tucker Carlson, a super spook, but this guy Alex Stein, who's a public clown on social media, harassing the liberals. He's gonna get those liberals. He's gonna make fun of Andrea Ocasio-Cortez. He's gonna chase her down with his cell phone in the halls of fucking Congress and shit. This guy, this clown is designed to fucking make you feel better about you fucking losing entirely, because you were 100% losing and you're gonna keep fucking losing. You were gonna lose every fucking day, and for as long as it's possible to lose. Virgil Dot, Purple Heart, welcome to the show, sir. Last week I forgot you popped in, I didn't see you, but anyway, making up for it tonight. First one in the chat. So this Alex Stein guy is like, he's literally it's if you can't see what a retarded distraction this is, like there's no more Rush Limbaugh, there's no more controlled opposition where you can go listen to the conservative point of view. Like that doesn't exist, right? And everything has to be more and more outrageous. So Alex Stein, now he's gonna get in the face, man. He's gonna be in the face of, I'm fill in the fucking blank, and he's gonna be outrageous and he's gonna say crazy shit and whatever. And he's gonna get thrown out, he's gonna get pushed out of buildings because he's so wild and uncontrolled. And you're gonna watch this and go, yeah, get him, go, Alex. But it's all fucking breaded circuses. It's all completely breaded circuses. So Sam Bankman-Fried back from, I heard you just got arrested in the Bahamas. How could you be in my chat if you just got arrested in the Bahamas? Sam Bankman-Fried in the chat. Alex is not a member of the tribe. He may have had Jewish grandparents, but he was raised Protestant Baptist. Well, that fucking changes everything, doesn't it? Right? Like they say, just because you were born in a barn doesn't make you a horse. Yeah. Anyway, good to have you with us, Mr. Bankman-Fried. I don't know how you're typing from the chat because you're supposedly under arrest in the Bahamas. Maybe you're typing with the handcuffs behind your back or something. Maybe you have talents, hidden talents that no one knows about. But it's good to have you here, sir. Good to have you here on the. Yes, unfortunately, I was nabbed. If you have any spare change, please contribute to my GoFundMe. Yeah, I would think that some sort of fundraising, crypto fundraiser. If I send you $1, you'll send me back 2 as soon as you get out of jail. Like you're kind of like a Nigerian prince, but you're not really from Nigeria. And as soon as you get this sorted out, I'm sure you'll send back. Everyone will get $2 back for every $1 they send to you. So, all right. So give me a minute. I'm gonna switch a few things up, and let's go right into the news. So now, what do I got to do? I got to switch. There's settings, right? Switch the camera. Where's my man? There he is. Rivals worried that Sam Bankman-Fried tried to destabilize crypto on the eve of FTX collapse. Now, did he really try and do this, or didn't he try and do this? Was this all an attack on Bitcoin itself? I don't know, but it's not impossible. It's not entirely impossible, right? Some people have, however, figured out that they're stepping up their attacks. This is from Michael Saylor's account, but he tweets, "This is just the tip of the iceberg. How many other journalists, academics, and managers did he wait a minute, what? It's not showing the whole thing. But then he committed fraud. That he's an obviously committed fraud. And that is the reason why I guess he was arrested. As far as our friends at the CIA blog or the Washington Post, this is a news story dressed. This is a wish list dressed up like a news story, right? So this is from December 3rd, 2022. Surging Twitter anti-Semitism unites fringes, encourages violence, officials say. And then in smaller print it says, online comments often lead to real-world actions. Social media experts warn. Yeah, they're like literally praying for this. They're hoping for this because they're going to need as many excuses to shred the Constitution as they can possibly come up with. And that story is about as believable as this story. This from our good friends at BlackRock. BlackRock recently has warned to get ready for a recession unlike any other, and that what worked in the past won't work now. BlackRock stock, by the way, has really fucking gotten hammered and has not participated in the recent rally. So BlackRock is looking to squeeze more money directly out of the treasury somehow, like really, really fast. And once again, when BlackRock tells you they really care, for sure that things are bad. Okay, here's this is maybe my favorite story of the week. This is here. 2 men charged with violent armed robbery of bank on Martha's Vineyard. This was from Friday, December 2nd. So 2 good boys who didn't do nothings and who were just about to turn their lives around were on Martha's Vineyard. That's where Obama lives. That's where every home on the island is listed at $1 million per home, and many of them are worth 10, 20, 30 times. So they went and did a bank robbery. It says the names are Miguel Antonio Jones, although it's a black dude, and Omar Odion Johnson, who is obviously a black dude. Omar Johnson is from New Hampshire. They were both charged with 1 count of armed bank robbery. So the elites are getting enriched. So that is a wonderful, wonderful thing. But it's always about the money, and it's all about the money. And the sooner you figure that out, the sooner you'll stop making mistakes. This is the best story. So you see a bunch of women in hijabs. It's Iran has proposed freezing the bank accounts of women caught wearing or not wearing the hijab inappropriately. So the Iranians are going to have their secret police, instead of beating the crap out of these women with sticks, they're just going to take their money from their bank account. And you know what? It's going to be it's a way more effective tool. And if Tehran is smart, it will do that. They will get the culture they want by controlling access to resources. This is how shit works. However, you have to be careful about this because you may end up a bit like this. This is from Wall Street Silver, that account. It's a quote from James A. Garfield. It says, "Whoever controls the volume of money in our country is absolute master of all industry and commerce. When you realize the entire system is very easily controlled one way or another by a few powerful men at the top, you will not have to be told how periods of inflation and depression originate." Wall Street Silver tweeted this on December 1st. And this quote is from 2 weeks before President Garfield was assassinated. So let's switch back. Let's switch cameras. Right back here. Settings. What am I doing? So 2 weeks before James Garfield caught a bullet, right? He was talking about the people who control the money supply in the United States. The Federal Reserve hadn't been set up yet at that point because Garfield, I think, got killed in 1901. But I assure you, the Rothschilds and their agents were working really, really hard to establish a central bank. Sam Bankman-Fried in the chat. I was just trying to make my idol Bernie Madoff proud, and you look remarkably similar. Side-by-side photos of SBF really shows that the geonome really repeating itself that side-by-side photo was gold insofar as I'm concerned. So the reality is, the people that you vote for are assassinated by the people who print the money, right? You think you're going to vote for Trump or this one or that one or DeSantis or whatever, and like something's going to change. If the people who print the money don't like your president, they just kill them. You know what I mean? Whether it was James Tyler, Andrew Jackson, Abraham Lincoln, they got him. Garfield, they got him. You know what I mean? Who else did they? The one with Teddy Roosevelt. Or that was the one with Teddy Roosevelt. Kennedy, right? You know what I mean? You think these people have all sorts of power, but the people that print the money, if they don't like them, they just put a bullet in the head of their chest and it's over. So and the fact that there's nothing you can do about this, and there's nothing you will ever be able to do about this, shows that, and even though there's all these people, and I cannot like shit on them hard enough from I literally cannot shit on them hard enough. Somebody was like, there's a bunch of people starting to hit them that Trump is not going to fucking win 2024. And I'm telling you right now, Biden is going to cruise to victory in 2024 like historic victory. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. They will make the economy happen. They will make the economy do whatever the fuck they need to make it do for Biden to win again. I said, if Trump doesn't use Twitter the way he used to use Twitter, he's finished. He has to come back to Twitter like a fucking gangster. He's not doing it. For whatever reason, he's not doing it. I don't know how big of a national story this is, but locally, in the papers, they're indicting Trump. Some businesses that I don't know, has Trump's name on it or it's associated with him for like tax fraud or whatever. So they're really looking to go as close to him as they can. Like they're looking to intimidate him or what. But when the politics gets to the point where they're hurting billionaires, the elite class goes after another part of the elite class. Because normally, whatever they would say, whatever they would say, but you wouldn't get to the thing that supports the elite lifestyle. But it looks like that's what there's an element in the U.S. government doing by bringing these lawsuits. Trump didn't pay his taxes or whatever. It's some bullshit. I just say it's bullshit because I don't know if Trump paid his taxes or didn't pay his taxes. But it's bullshit because you could find, Hunter Biden is fucking smoking crack and having sex with 8-year-old fucking Chinese girls on fucking video. You know what I mean? And Trump didn't fucking write a check. Big fucking. But those with the power, they're gonna wield it, and understand that they have fucking full spectrum dominance. I mean, fucking thing you can do to stop them. I've said before, and I'll say it again. If you want to save your wealth in little green pieces of paper, what Safety and Amus calls slavery coupons, if you want to save your wealth in slavery coupons issued by the Federal Reserve Bank, you go ahead and do that. I want to make a different choice. I can make a different choice, so I choose to save my wealth in Bitcoin because it's not controlled by any group of individuals, much less individuals with small hats who don't eat bacon. Besides, I'm trying to stay super hydrated. This is like it's like second or third sobriety stream in a row, but I got to stay hydrated. Whatever this bug I got to wash it out. That xylitol shit's going to help a lot, but at the end of the day, you still need the fluids to wash out all that bacteria. So Trump's not going to win. We know that. The question is how much are they going to hurt him? How much are they going to go after him? That's good. That's going to be the really interesting question. But these dorks that are like, listen, in the future, if you're a conservative, if you're a right winger, you have to double down on your ideology. And I was like, listen, dude, it was like, I want to see you hunted to death in the streets. Just wear a GoPro when the fucking mob hunts you down. You don't fucking get that literally there is no fucking right wing. It does not exist. It has never existed, and it will never exist. If you insist on living in a fantasy world, right, and denying reality and acting like a fool, then I'm going to enjoy the show, right? I'm going to sit back and I'm going to laugh at you when you literally get torn limb from fucking. And you will 100% deserve it, because there will be 100 reasons and 100 ways you could have fucking saved yourself, but you chose to believe in your fantasy, and that's, whatever. There's going to be consequences from that. Speaking of fantasies and consequences, there's a couple of things, right? People think that there's a couple of great videos. Let's show the video. Let's show this is a recent one from our friends in Philadelphia.
She's gonna be here till how late? You guys are gonna be here?
6:30.
6:30.
Security boss.
I would think so.
Okay. No, all this handling. It's too much for me.
So there you saw it. A lot of you might have seen that. So there's a gas station in Philly that hires armed security. Those are probably ex-cops. They were walking around with long guns. That one of them had an IWI Tavor, which is a 5.56 rifle. And you're probably going, well, I don't live in Philly. I don't live in the ghetto. Who cares if you have to hire men with rifles to protect a gas station? It's a bigger deal than you think. Oh, it's only one gas station. It's only in one city. I don't know how many cities America can lose and how much money, like whatever it costs to have those guys walk around there, and it's not going to be cheap. It's going to be $15, $20 an hour per guy per, every day. And the reason why they're doing it is because they've been robbed so many times, we've been carjacked so many times at that gas station that you close up if you don't do that. And you think, well, that's whatever. It's just clown world. But this gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and there's less and less gasoline and other things around for people to live their regular lives. Something's gonna, like, you can't have people starve. You can't have the lights go out. You can't have people starve. You really can't. You know what I mean? Eventually, that's going to happen anyway, but you can't have it. So, and if everybody just quits, if the gas station guy and the supermarket guy and everyone just fucking quits and it all falls apart, you're going to have like women and children dying in the streets, and that's going to be a problem. So what interventions will be used to avoid that and avoid that publicity? I don't know, but they're not going to be fucking good. And that's just like a little taste of what's to come. I've heard that Detroit was like this from years ago. I've heard that from truck drivers and stuff like that. But how many cities can you sacrifice before something breaks? So I know you might be saying, oh yeah, but I don't have. I'm these fucking guys. I don't drive a big gas guzzling SUV. I drive. I'm a Tesla dude. I have an electric car. I have a Nissan Leaf. I have a whatever the fuck. Okay, this next video is for you. I watched that again. It was real quick. It was 7 seconds. Watch it again. Dude coming up with a pair of bolt cutters to cut the cable that you use to charge your electric car. Just walking up to the house, just cutting it right off. Okay, right? Why did it do that? Because there's copper in the cable, like really high quality copper, and that copper is probably worth, I don't know, $9 a pound or something like that. And there's probably 3 pounds of copper in there, and that's enough for him to get 2 hits across. Okay, so your Tesla is not going to work. Plus, you have to pay to have the. By the way, when you buy the Tesla, that cable doesn't come as part of the price of the car. You have to have that installed additional in your house, right, or to connect it to your house somehow. You know, and this guy's just going to go snip and take that shit. And your car might work for a couple of days, but not use your car, right? How often? How many times can you expense that? Is there? You think an insurance company is going to pay for that? You think your homeowner's insurance is going to pay for that? There's all these little problems are festering all over the place. You only see a video of a few of them, but there's a much bigger there's much bigger stuff moving underneath the surface, and that you can currently avoid most of the negative effects of this. You know, good for you, but it won't be forever. And that's why I tell people to try to think ahead, try to think about, you know, what's the worst thing, what's the worst that can happen, and what can I do about it? You know, how can I make it less bad? How can I manage this? And that's what you have to manage your imagined worst outcomes, but your imagination has to be based on what's real, not fucking whatever dumb shit you think. Speaking of dumb shit, there was back during the Trump era in Colorado. In Colorado, there was some kind of Trump rally, some kind of bullshit thing. Antifa showed up and killed the dude, killed some boomer. The video was just up on Twitter, and I have it here. And you can watch this and the reason why I'm showing this because the Antifa guy just got off completely scot-free. So in America, if you have the right politics, you can murder someone on camera with the police nearby and walk completely free. Watch.
You touch me, man. Don't fucking touch me. Fuck around and find out. Fuck around and find out. Fucking tough guy. You got a nice slip of tongue, you're so fucking tough. Fuck around
So there's the fucking cops that are all SWAT teamed up, right? And they take the guy alive. So Boomer and Antifa boy. Antifa was wearing t-shirt said "Black Guns Matter." The Boomer's holding pepper spray, and the kid tries to slap it out of his hand. The Boomer pushes him and steps back, and the kid draws his gun, which was a G19 with a fucking red dot on it. Although he shoot from 3 fucking yards in broad daylight. So, the old guy tries to spray him, ends up catching one in the chest, and that's it. Bye bye. You know, the news camera team that was there to cover the event said the Antifa dude was a unlicensed security guard. And if you get the right politics in Colorado, you can murder someone on video and walk. That's the world you live in. You're not changing this. You don't have the power to fucking change this. What you do have the power to do is recognize that crazy shit like this happens and to see it before you're on top of it, right? Before it's on top of you, before you're in the fucking middle of it. See the bad thing at a distance and avoid it. That's the smartest thing you could do. And in the vein of that, talking about economic collapse, talking about fucking hyperinflation, if you can see that that inflation is not getting any better, they're not going to stop printing money anytime soon, and that there's nothing you can do to stop it. Vote for Team Red, vote for Team Blue. Doesn't make a fucking difference. This the fucking money printer goes brrr, and they'll make a hero or a bum out of anyone. So So the reason why you protect yourself from that, if you can protect yourself, which you can, is you buy Bitcoin because everything else can be seized, right? At least that's my worldview. That's what I'm doing, right? That's what I do daily, weekly, et cetera, to keep myself sane because if nothing else, they can't take that, right? That's the one thing they can't take. Let me go back in the chat, see if anybody's saying chat. Sam Bankman-Fried, very active in the chat for men in handcuffs. Hunter Biden may be a scumbag, but he didn't try to overthrow the government of the U.S. by force and violence. Well, nobody else did either. You know what I mean? No one's tried to do that since the War of 1812, Sammy. I know that math isn't really your thing, but neither is history. Neither is history. Yeah, like, you know, that's the perfect example of creating a narrative. Domestic terrorists from all over the country swarmed Washington, D.C. to take it over. They just all forgot their guns at home. They forgot their AR-15s. They forgot their pistols. They forgot their knives. They forgot their rocket launchers. They left them outside D.C. because D.C. is a gun-free zone. You know what I mean? Oh, I don't have a permit to go overthrow the government. Where's my gun permit to overthrow? I don't have a gun permit for Washington, D.C. I got to leave my AR-15 in the car in Virginia, right? And nobody questions this. You're never gonna no one's ever gonna ask this question. No one's ever gonna. It's not gonna come up ever, like ever. So this is a widely believed thing. I mean, Bankman-Fried is talking shit in chat, but I've met people who really believe Trump was leading a fucking whatever insurrection. Like they 100% buy into that. So, you know, that's when I talk about an army of fucking imbeciles. They're not even close to fucking being rational about how they look at this, how they approach this. You know, they hear these stories, and if it's the guy you like, you believe it, and if it's the guy you hate, you don't believe it. You know, and people like me, I'm just avoiding all these fucking news. And you know, and the social media nutcases, you know, I just make fun of them. All right. What was the one thing? What was the other thing? Oh, that was the one. That was the one. This was the other thing. To continue, give me 1 minute. Just go back to the screen shares. Most interesting story not being covered by any. So this is from, who's it from? Carolyn Orr Bueno, PhD at RVA Wonk. So she tweets on December 9th. So if you're keeping track, there have been multiple attacks on power substations in North Carolina and South Carolina this week. 5 attacks at power substations in Washington and in Oregon in recent weeks. 6 attacks on substations in Florida in a single 12-day stretch in September. Camera's facing the wrong way. Camera, face the camera the right way, James. All right, so this isn't anti for shooting some fucking boomer. Who's attacking electrical power stations? Like, who's doing that, right? It's not Al-Qaeda. It's not foreigners. It's 100% Americans doing it. That's fucking Delta Force or the Green Berets, or Navy SEALs, or military contractors, fucking whatever, CIA special ops. They're doing this, okay? And they're never going to get caught. This was done in 2013 in California. There was a blackout in LA, and the power station was knocked out, and it was the cooling fans. There's these giant fans that cool the fucking electrical equipment there. and the cooling fans were shot up with AK-47s. And there were piles of rocks spaced out like every 100 yards. So if somebody was hiding some distance away, and each pile of rocks, 100 yards, 100 yards, 100 yards, they could figure what the bullet drop would be so they could strike the right part of the fucking cooling fans. Anyway, the FBI investigated, and you know what? Even though somebody shot up this California power station with AK-47s, amazingly, not terrorism. You know what I mean? It wasn't terrorism. So that's that. And these attacks I just outlined, right? 5 attacks on power substations in Washington and Oregon, 6 attacks on substations in Florida in a single 12-day period. This is not some Antifa dude taking his little Glock and shooting a boomer in some sort of millennial Zoomer fucking murder fantasy thing, right? People don't shoot up electrical power stations. Nobody fucking does that. Crazy crackheads, meth addicts don't do that. This is a coordinated fucking campaign by trained professionals to do what exactly, I don't know. The idea is like, I said it before, if the elites could figure out a way, if they could figure out a way, like to just send electricity to the Jewish households in Manhattan and leave the rest of the city dark, they would. But the electrical grid is not set up that way. It can't be made to set up. It can't be made that way at all. Even to install smart meters that they could control from a distance is still way too expensive and would take way too long. So they're doing this, whatever the fuck this is. It's the stupidest shit ever. I guess it's, to drive up the price of electricity so you buy more solar panels or something. And all that does is benefit China. But this is the kind of thing that they do. They have nothing to offer you, right? Nobody's going to go along with anything that they want to do. So the best they can do is destroy what you already have to make their fucking shit fucking tier set of ideas seem more attractive. So that's expect more of that. You know what I mean? As the green agenda fails harder and harder, expect more, power outages. And this is one of those cascading effects. They do that. They blow up the power substation, or fuck with the power station, and then there's a blackout, and the good boys decide, hey, it's time to go get a free TV. You know what I mean? And maybe they do that not for one night or 2 nights. Maybe they do that for an entire week. And then, how do you get control of it? They don't, these dumb fucks are playing with fire. And unfortunately, they're never going to get burnt. Other people burnt, but you have to consider that that's a possibility you might have to fucking run into. They're going to try to make you, I don't know, buy a fucking windmill or a solar panel or some shit, and they will blow up your local fucking. Here in New Jersey, it's called PSE&G. They'll blow up your local power plant in order to convince you to buy solar panels. That's their level of fucking reason. So don't think that the next couple of years is going to be super fucking easy. The Republicans are going to lose. They lost the midterms. If you couldn't win against these chuckleheads and this politically, I know it's pointless that voting doesn't change anything, but even you can't even fucking win that. You are done. You are fucking toast. 2024, 100% goes to Biden. And then once they really get that uniparty thing going, they just keep grinding faster and faster and faster towards whatever fucking destination they're going to come up with. And it's whatever it is not going to be good for you. You know what I mean? So, and complaining about it doesn't change much. If you can see this coming, plan for it, and get things in place in advance so that you don't get fucking caught flat-footed. You don't get caught with your fucking pants around your fucking ankles, if you know what I mean. But what else do I have? Power station, blah, 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 blah. Generally, too many people running around. You're looking at the wrong things. You're measuring the wrong things. You're drawing the wrong fucking conclusions, right? From looking at the wrong things, and then you wonder why your opponents, your enemies, the people, whatever, are always one step ahead of you. They're not magically smarter than you. You're just being really fucking stupid. You're looking at the wrong shit, drawing the wrong conclusions from it, and the people you seek to oppose always seem magically superior because you're doing it wrong from the jump, from the fucking jump. Abandon all your ideas, take on new ideas. And if you can't do that, then you can't. And basically, you're a fucking NPC. You're an NPC, you should go get double vaxxed, go get, vaxxed and boosted and all the rest of that. And just, enjoy eating your bug burgers or fucking, your bug max or whatever they're going to fucking serve you. It's fucking Soylent Green. Because there's, I realize that a lot of times I'm talking to people like who don't want to hear it. Everybody wants to be like, they want me to sit here and sing like the 12 Days of Hitler. You know what I mean? This is like, I was thinking about the Christmas carols. And this would be like, this really, I don't know how big the audience really is, but at least if you believe some of those fucking right-wing people, some of these fucking accounts that are always like, the wrong people won World War II or some shit like that. Again, the whole idea, like your grandfather, because he was on the winning side of World War II, was the bad guy, and Hitler was the good guy. And they're sitting there, like everybody's sitting home, and they're like this. It's like Christmas time. I wish I had a Christmas hat. I don't have a Christmas hat. Really don't have that many hats. I'm not a hat guy, but they're sitting there, they're like, on the first day of Hitler, mein Führer gave to me a bratwurst in a pear tree. On the second day of Hitler, mein Führer gave to me 2 steins of lager and a bratwurst in a pear tree. On the third day of Hitler, mein Führer gave to me 3-liter Hosen, 2 steins of lager, and a bratwurst in a pear tree. That's like, there's fucking people probably singing. Well, they're not as creative as me. They're not going to be singing that. But they're really expecting like that's going to fucking change it. That's, you could be as retarded as you want. Like I do that, knowing it's retarded, right? I do that because it's hilarious. It's funny to do. But there are people who like, if you think that that's going to work other than to make people laugh at what I just said, what I just sang, then you don't understand what the fuck is going on. And you deserve to be hunted down, beaten, in public, bloody, hung from a fucking whatever, hung from a fence post, whatever horrible fate awaits you because you're a demented fucking lunatic living in a dream world. And the time for your dream world, the amount of space for your dream world is rapidly shrinking, rapidly shrinking. And I strongly suggest you snap out, or just sleepwalk into disaster. You can do that too. Sleepwalk into disaster. That's a good title for a fucking stream. And the key to fucking streams, by the way, is a 3-word title, so it makes it sound like a Hollywood movie. That's the key. You got to find the correct 3 words. Anyway. All right, 54 minutes. It's 54 minutes, bros and ladies. We're gonna have to bail because I have nothing else. I have nothing else. And even though what a trooper I am, even though I have double COVID or extended hypochondria, what did I say? Bronchitis, hypochondria. Fuck, I don't even know what I'm saying. But you did get a song out of it tonight, so it's rare. It's rare that I sing on stream, but tonight, in the spirit of Christmas, I sang a little bit of the crowd favorite, the 12 Days of Hitler, which is everyone knows a Yuletide classic in the white supremacist community, a Yuletide classic. Anyway, so now I got 4 viewers. I'm counting. Well, we got this. Like I said, the stream snipers, the hobos, they're over. Virgil Dog Purple Heart. Sam Bankman-Fried, even though you're in handcuffs, you're still the most, you still contributed the most to the chat tonight. I, sir, am amazed. Absolutely amazed. But so yeah, so we'll just shorten this up because gone over everything there is to go over. Oh, other than that, it was actually the other thing real quick, the stock market thing. Best 6 months with the stock market. Right now I'm up like just about 6%, 6.29%, even though we had a bad couple of days. So understanding that the stock market is rigged. It's by people who hate and they like everything reversed. That the normal growth cycle is plant in spring, harvest in fall. They reverse that. They put their money in fall and harvest in spring. So far, my theory has absolutely been, if you look at anything in the stock market from November 1st to today, almost everything's higher. Not the big ones like Apple and Lowe's and shit. They're too big to move. But almost anything else is up. And the reason why is because it's the best 6 months. So I'm making a few bucks, not a whole lot yet, but I'm making a few bucks. And like I was gonna do like a whole detailed thing of it. And I'm like, that's a fucking big pain in the ass. I don't want to be bothered, especially with whatever I got, the double COVID or extra influenza or whatever the fuck I'm suffering from right now. But it will not put me down because I have fucking super fucking xylitol nasal spray and I'll blast that shit out of my head. And then I can go deliver aircraft parts to Papa Joe Biden. But yeah, no, everything's going well. I guess I'll do like a once a month update, until April, and then that'll be that. So all right, now it's 57. 57 minutes is as close to an hour as I'm like, okay. So guys, girls, everybody, thanks for showing up, and I will talk to you again next week.